In a world where faith often seems to be fading, something incredible is happening, often quietly, far from the headlines and against all expectations. From dusty rural villages to the heart of modern cities, the Catholic Church is rising, not through conquest or coercion, but through compassion, community and conviction. And perhaps the most stunning part, many of these places were once considered spiritually unreachable, lands where Catholicism was a minority faith, barely a whisper in the wider religious conversation. But that whisper has become a voice. That flicker has become a flame. In these countries, Catholicism has grown from the margins into the mainstream, and in some it has become the majority faith. What causes a nation to change its spiritual compass? Why are millions around the world returning to the sacraments, to the Mass, to the heart of the Church? Today we're diving into the stories of 8 incredible countries, each one unique, each one unexpected, where Catholicism has gone from the shadows to the spotlight. You'll hear about missionaries and martyrs, political upheavals and personal conversions, cultural shifts and spiritual awakenings. But before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs a reminder that the Church is alive and growing. And let us know in the comments, which of these transformations speaks to your soul the most? Let's begin this powerful journey. Number 1. Central African Republic. Just a few decades ago, Catholicism in the Central African Republic was barely noticeable. Just 17% of the population identified as Catholic in 1990. The spiritual scene was dominated by traditional African religions and Protestantism. But today, over 38% of the population is Catholic, making it the largest faith in the nation. This isn't just a matter of numbers, it's a deep transformation that runs through the nation's identity. When government services faltered, when wars tore communities apart, it was the Catholic Church that remained, offering education, clean water, healthcare, and most of all, hope. The Church became a literal lifeline. It wasn't simply doctrine people turned to. It was a faith that showed up with bandages and bread, with love and leadership. Today, the Church is not just growing, it's shaping a new future for the Central African Republic. Number 2. Switzerland. The land of Calvin, of Reformation pride, and Protestant strength. For centuries, Protestantism defined this nation. But look around today, and the picture has dramatically changed. As secularism grew and Protestant numbers declined, a quiet shift took place. Catholic churches, once on the sidelines, started filling up. Not just with immigrants, but with Swiss citizens hungry for depth, for structure, for a connection to something holy. Today, over 41% of Swiss citizens identify as Catholic, surpassing Protestants at 34%. In a world of constant change and moral uncertainty, Catholicism offered a sanctuary, a place to pray, to confess, to reconnect. And so the country of Calvin now beats with the heart of the Church once called foreign. Number 3. Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland's history is soaked in religious tension. For generations, faith wasn't just belief, it was tribal identity, determining loyalties, neighbours, even friendships. Protestants held the majority, and Catholicism lived with suspicion and distance. But the tide has turned. In 2021, for the first time ever, Catholics became the majority. And it wasn't just a demographic fluke, it was a generational shift. Many young people, tired of sectarian divides, began choosing unity over division. Others, inspired by the strength and resilience of the Catholic community, found in the Church a deeper sense of belonging. Now, in the pews of Northern Ireland, there's less fear, more faith, more healing, more hope. Number 4. Timor-Leste, faith born in resistance. Timor-Leste's journey to Catholicism is like a modern miracle. Back in 1974, only 20% of the population was Catholic. But then came occupation, identity crisis, and the need for survival. The people of Timor-Leste, forced to choose a recognized religion under Indonesian rule, turned to Catholicism, not just for recognition but for refuge. The Church became the shield, the rallying point, the moral compass. When independence came in 2002, Catholicism wasn't a borrowed identity. It had become their own. Today, 98% of the population is Catholic, second only to Vatican City. In Timor-Leste, the Church is more than faith. It's the heart of the nation. Number 5, Republic of the Congo. In 2007, Protestants in the Republic of the Congo were the majority at 46%, while Catholics lagged at 33%. But by 2014, everything changed. Catholics took the lead and now make up 53% of the population. What caused the change? Adult conversions, whole families turning toward the Church, not for shallow reasons, but because Catholicism was there, with schools, clinics, jobs and communities of support. In places where government failed, the Church built bridges, literally and spiritually. It's now the most trusted institution in the country. The Catholic faith hasn't just grown, it's blossomed in the hearts of the Congolese. Number 6, Benin. Once a country dominated by Islam and ancestral traditions, Benin today finds itself transformed. In 2007, only 25% of the population was Catholic. By 2021, that number had climbed to 33%, making Catholicism the majority faith. Even high-profile leaders like former President Hubert Magar converted. The shift wasn't driven by power, it was fueled by the Church's ability to meet real needs. Missionaries brought education, healthcare, compassion, and it resonated. Catholicism didn't demand change, it inspired it. And now it's shaping not just souls, but national policy, identity, and the rhythm of daily life in Benin. Number 7, Democratic Republic of the Congo. With over 52 million Catholics, the DRC now ranks as one of the largest Catholic countries in the world, surpassing many traditional strongholds. Just 2 decades ago, it was a Protestant nation. But between 2000 and 2022, Catholicism surged to 55% of the population, while Protestantism declined to 32%. Why the rapid shift? 2 reasons: mass conversions and a population boom, families raising their children in the faith, and seekers drawn by the Church's witness in crisis. Amid political instability and violence, the Church became a rock, offering not just theology, but hope, healing, and human dignity. Number 8, South Korea. Perhaps one of the most surprising additions to this list is South Korea, a country shaped by Confucian values, Buddhist traditions, and rapid modernization. Just decades ago, Catholics made up a tiny minority, but today, over 11% of South Koreans are Catholic, and that number continues to grow steadily. Why? Because amid the pressure of modern life and technological success, many South Koreans are longing for something deeper, something sacred. The Church offers intellectual richness, ancient tradition, a strong sense of community, and a clear moral compass. Catholicism in Korea isn't growing because it's convenient. It's growing because it speaks to the soul in a way that modernity alone cannot. Korean saints, youth groups, digital evangelism and sacramental beauty are drawing thousands every year into the arms of the Church. Across these 8 nations, from the highlands of Africa to the heart of Europe to the islands of Asia, the Catholic Church is rising. What was once a minority voice is now a defining identity. These aren't just demographic changes, they're spiritual awakenings. Lives are being changed. Nations are being healed. The Church isn't shrinking, it's surging, and not by force, but by faithful witness, by love in action, and by the grace of God. If you've been moved by these stories, don't just watch. Act, like this video, to support our mission. Share it to be a digital missionary. Subscribe to join a community that believes in the power of faith to transform the world. And in the comments, we want to hear from you. Is Catholicism growing in your country? Are you seeing the Church come alive in new ways? And if you've wandered from the Church, know this: you're always welcome home. No matter where you've been, the Father waits. The Church is ready. Come back, come and see. We are Catholic, we are universal, we are unshaken, and this is only the beginning. Welcome home and God bless you.